So, hello, peace be upon you. Welcome to another episode of the Happiness Revolution, where I talk about age-old wisdom that will easily change your life and change the world. So that sounds like a tall order, I suppose, doesn't it? So the point of these videos is to keep demonstrating that over and over again. And also the point of the videos is that hopefully somebody will ask questions and I'll answer their questions. So until then, I'll keep talking about different principles. One of the things I said I'll do is on Fridays I would answer people's comments. But until I get those questions, what I'll do, partly to get some attention as well to my videos, I've got to do whatever I can, I will put my videos in links to Russell Brand's famous, famous videos, The Truths on YouTube, and I'll be answering or making my comments on his comments or his videos. So the one I'm looking at the moment, fairly randomly to be honest, just because it's one of the last ones, it's Bare Minimum Wage, it's entitled Do You Deserve It? So he talks about that, and in that video what happens is that there are people who work for Walmart who basically work full time and don't have enough money to live. They have to claim benefits, etc., etc. And so that basically brings up the age-old topic of the minimum wage, and what is the spiritual wisdom that deals with this? What is the spiritual wisdom that gives the solution to this problem? Because what I'm trying to say in all these videos is the solution is already out there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. And so the simple solution is that forget minimum wage. What the government should provide as a default, whether you're working or not, is food, so everybody can stay alive, and housing, so basically everybody can stay alive. So the basics of being able to stay alive. And what that does, it simplifies lots of tax problems that you have. As soon as you start making tax complicated and trying to solve it, basically this is a very simple solution. That's what wisdom does. It gives extremely simple solutions that just solves things, and we tend to make things complicated because we think we're so clever that we're going to reinvent the wheel, we're going to figure everything out. But there is a God that unifies all of us, and we have been ignoring God, and God lets us ignore him. When I say him, it's not a him or a her really, it's just a convention that's used. So yeah, that's the solution. Where do I get this solution? I get the solution from Islam, but people might say, oh, you're trying to preach Islam. Actually, I'm preaching or teaching or retelling, whatever you want to call it, spirituality, which is a common thread to all the religions, which are all linked to each other, namely Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism. Buddhists don't like to say at the moment that they are a religion. That's for I'd say monetary reasons, because it makes Buddhists more popular by saying they're not a religion because they don't believe in God, but that's not originally what they taught, and that's another topic for another video. But just to say that they all are related to each other. There has been corruption in religion, so God keeps sending more messages over and over again, and God continues to send people to reteach these basic principles. So basically the solution is that governments should provide the basics of the basics to for all its citizens to live, and it's definitely possible because we can see how much money is wasted on the military, etc., on trying to go around to other countries and stealing their natural resources like oil, as we all know happens all the time, increasingly so. Yeah, so what's so good about this solution is that it avoids all these complicated tax systems which can in which you can keep finding loopholes. So anybody who wants free housing should be given it, and who can't afford to, get whatever for themselves and food, So yeah, that's a simple solution. The one or two other things I'd like to comment on based on this guy Russell Brand's video. There was a protest by Walmart, and in an earlier video I said you shouldn't protest. What they can do is try to create unions. Now if you research Walmart, you'll see that they try to stop people from creating unions, and the reason why they can do that is because of spiritual weakness and the lack of belief in God. And all the problems basically that we're suffering from is because of our rejection of God. Even if we claim to believe in God, a lot of people, for example, there are Christian priests that claim to believe in God, yet they abuse children. Now, anybody who believes in God cannot abuse children, because they will know that God is aware of what they're doing and there is punishment for it in this life and the next, by the way. Anyway, so basically we've rejected God, we rejected spirituality, and what is spirituality? It's just love for humanity, that believing that we are all one big family. God doesn't need anything from us. I'm trying to be quick here by saying lots of stuff quickly like that. So we can we don't need to protest, we need to create unions, and the reason why people in Walmart are being stopped from creating unions, or are able to be stopped by a few people, their managers, is because the lack of spirituality, the lack of correct moral conduct. So basically, it takes bad moral conduct for a supervisor to spy on his workers to make sure they're not, trying to collect together to create a union and all this kind of stuff. And it takes weak moral, and then it keeps going downwards. Somebody has to take a stand, and the reason people don't take a stand is because they're scared about their particular situation. They're scared about losing their job. But if you believe in God, God will take care of you is the solution. Things will work out. But people won't take those risks because they don't believe in God. They don't believe in doing whatever it takes to do the right thing, even if it's unpopular, even if it causes you problems. People protesting for their jobs, it's kind of, there should be lots of people in the public standing up for them. People who work, shop at Walmart should stand up and say, we are not going to shop at this particular shop because you're not paying the people who work here, and stuff like that, and then they'll have to change. I'm not even sure if I completed the sentences properly. People who shop at Walmart should say to Walmart, basically go to the shop and say that we're not going to shop here because you're not paying your employees well enough, etc., etc. There are lots of things people can do. We need to stand together as one people, and that's what religion teaches. For example, Islam not only teaches but does practical things to unite humanity. For example, 5 times a day, Muslims, if it's possible, if there are enough mosques, Muslims are told to come together and get to know each other after prayers. The idea of prayers is not just to pray, but to be together as one and understand each other's problems and stand up for each other, etc., etc. So all these ideas have been taught in religion throughout history, and when we ignore them, we suffer. When we ignore them for selfish reasons, thinking, oh, we don't want to follow any rules. God doesn't even need your rule. Need you to abide by His rules. You need to abide by them for your own benefit. I think I'll end the video there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Do a thumbs up if that's your small bit to support these spiritual values, if you agree with them. And please do ask questions. Ask anything that you think are related to making you happy as an individual or making the world a better place. And I'll keep making videos every day. Thank you for watching.